As many of you know, I am quite passionate about the unique ministry of Reverend John Roberts, who served for many years in our diocese, founding our ministry on the Wind River Reservation, as well as many of our churches in the state. He really was an absolutely remarkable figure. He was born in Wales in 1853, and while training for Anglican ordination, felt called to serve among our Native American sisters and brothers. His call eventually led him here to Wyoming in 1883, where he ministered for 66 years among the Eastern Shoshone and Northern Arapaho tribes. Not long after his arrival, he conducted the funeral for SACAJAWEA', who, as a young Eastern Shoshone woman, was the celebrated guide on the renowned Lewis and Clark expedition. And as a missionary priest, he was well ahead of his time as he encouraged Native American expressions of Christian faith, embracing and honoring tribal culture and traditional indigenous rituals and customs. And he cultivated close friendships with tribal leaders, including the renowned Eastern Shoshone Chief Washakie and Northern Arapaho Chief Blackcoal, and was referred to with deep affection by their peoples as White Robe and Elder Brother. If there were negotiations with U.S. government officials, the tribes would not proceed without John Roberts being present. His work led him, with the assistance of tribal leadership, to establish 2 schools on sacred land gifted by the tribes. One of the schools was for girls and is on the National Register of Historic Places. Roberts died in 1949 at the age of 97. Ministering and living on the Wind River Reservation right up until the end. However, he's buried in Lander, as he felt the Wind River Reservation was sacred to the Eastern Shoshone and Northern Arapaho, and he didn't believe he should have the right to be laid there. Wyoming's state flag is now flown at National Cathedral in his honor. And the Episcopal Church honors him every year in our Lesser Feast and Fast liturgical calendar, with the feast day on February 25. And starting this coming year, we will host an annual John Roberts Festival on the Wind River Reservation on the weekend closest to February 25. And for 2022, this celebration will be on Saturday, February 26 at St. David's Church in Fort Washakie. We'll have a special worship service, and then a guest speaker addressing a topic related to John Roberts' legacy, and then a feast with fried bread, no less. I thought you would like to see this marvelous short video of Reverend John Roberts sharing with visiting guests in Plains Indian Sign Language the last words that Chief Washakie said on his deathbed, words he shared with Reverend John Roberts.
My name is Reverend Roxanne Jimerson Friday. I'm an Episcopal priest for Our Father's House in Ethity and St. David's Episcopal Church right here in Fort Washakie. We would like to invite you to celebrate with us the feast day celebration of Reverend John Roberts. For over 60 years, his ministry covered not only the reservation, but Lander, DuBois, Riverton, Crowheart, Thermopolis, Milford, Hudson, and Shoshone. We have much to learn about Father John Roberts. So save the date, Saturday, February 26th, 2022, for the feast day celebration of Reverend John Roberts. Thank you. Hui hu, ha ho.
I leave the last words about Reverend John Roberts to Bishop Ethelbert Talbot, the first bishop of Wyoming and Idaho, and the 15th presiding bishop of the Episcopal Church. A man more devoted to his work cannot be found in the whole Anglican Church today. Mr. Roberts is a man of culture, a man of apostolic devotion. He's doing a work worthy of the past heroes of the church, utterly unconscious of doing anything great. His name will live on as a pioneer of the faith. He holds a very unique place in the hearts and affections of the people of Wyoming. He's known from one end to the other of this great state, for there is scarcely a place where at one time or another he has not gone to lend the ever-helping hand to those in trouble or distress. Distinguished people all over the state do him honor. Such pioneering as John Roberts has exemplified can never be duplicated in Wyoming. The volumes that can be written of such a life.